So this is the fall episode, and Rachel, I have news. I'm growing my hair out.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna actually like have it more lengthy on the sides for the reasons why when I put a cowboy hat on, it flows out. I feel like I'm like really getting into my Austinite era. Every 3 months, I'm getting a new tattoo.
Okay.
I'm about to grow my hair out.
You know, I support this. You got to do what you got to do.
Maybe I should just buy a guitar and start painting in Zilker Park, and then I'll be.
Painting in Zilker Park. I could see that for you.
But this is another episode of the Austin Pod. We're two Austin influencers that wanted to start a podcast about all things Austin. I'm the ATX drinker. I review bars and cocktails in Austin. And this is Rachel. She runs 512 Bites and Rachel Lately, one of the best food bloggers in Austin, if not the best.
I know. I'm like, what do you mean? What is the no, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. This is an exciting episode because it is about to be my favorite season of the year, and that is fall. I am a basic fall girly, but also more importantly, I am a Texas X. So it is our season, and I think we were ranked number 4 or number 2 to like win it all.
Wow. I know they're like killing it this year with the squad they have, and they actually just had a blowout the other day. It was like 50-0.
Oh, I know. I know. I'm like, good omen, but honestly, we have a long road ahead of us, so I'm like scared but hopeful. And on that note, if anyone can get me tickets to the Texas A&M game in November, I would love you forever because my birthday is in November, and that would make my dreams come true. But yes, it is Texas football season. It's football season in general.
Yes.
Who are you rooting for?
For NFL,
Yeah.
I'm a Giants fan.
Get out.
That's my family.
Get out right out.
You know what's funny? In Austin, like, I do wonder that. Is there this idea that you're supposed to be the Cowboys or the Houston Texans, or is it mixed? Like,
I feel like it's pretty mixed here. My boyfriend is from the Dallas area, so
Okay.
I am going to show solidarity and root for the Cowboys.
Okay.
Because I force him to root for the Longhorns. And yeah, but I see like NFL fans from like of all different kinds here now because Austin is such
It's
like
so
a
mixed.
Yeah, it's so mixed.
So
It's such a
mixed.
melting pot. Literally my best friends are Kansas City Chiefs fans, and I am so over it. Like I'm like, y'all need to lose so I can have a normal life again and stop seeing Travis Kelce all over my feed.
Did you see his haircut, by the way? I don't know if you saw it. They had a game last night.
Of course I did.
It looks terrible.
It's not good.
It's not good.
And I am a Taylor Swift fan
I knew that.
until I die. Unfortunately, I will be actively rooting against the Chiefs because of this speech their loser kicker gave earlier.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The fact that he said that in a microphone and people recorded it, I'm like, did you mean to like write this in your phone privately? Because you just said this for the world and now you're on my shit list.
And what made it worse is like forget about your own opinions. Even if you like want to be the man and like support your family, there's a better way to say it, and don't say it there. Like that was just so crazy all around. Like, hey, this is about all these people graduating, and this is when I'm going to bring up the subject. It just didn't make sense.
That was unhinged, and I was like, wow. I hope the Chiefs lose horribly this
But
season.
I will say I am a UT Longhorn fan. That is my favorite college football team. So
as you should be.
Yeah, exactly.
We are matching today, in case y'all didn't notice. Love that. I need to get my boyfriend an orange shirt. He won't wear it.
Cotton on.
Really?
Yeah.
Love that. So today's episode, we will be focusing on Austin fall events coming up. There's like a shit ton, you guys. Like we cannot wrap our heads around everything going on. That's why it's my favorite season, and we have like a high of in the 80s coming up. So that's our fall weather. Hopefully it gets colder by Halloween. And then we're gonna go over some sports bars to be watching the NFL games and the UT football games, or there's any sport in general you care about. Like we have the sports bar Rex for you, especially Anthony. He's got those on deck. And then, of course, Halloween is coming up. And Halloween in Austin, I think, is such a fun time. But my favorite part is going to the Austin spooky bars. And we've got not a ton, but a good amount that I think y'all are going to want to visit to to wear a costume and just look spooky.
Yeah, it's so fun. Changing the theme, it gives you just another reason to revisit a bar that you haven't been to in a while. And
Yes. I think Halloween time is so fun. It's like the one holiday where there's no like expectations.
hmm
Like just put on a silly costume and go drink somewhere. Like
exactly.
that's the vibe and give me free candy. Whereas Thanksgiving, maybe it's like, I got to go home and like
Yeah.
fight with my uncle about politics.
And then
or-
there's like not much, I guess, besides Christmas to look forward to after that. And it's just deep in the winter. I don't know. Fall time, it's possibilities and better weather. There's just so much hope.
and then it's so great. And I do love Christmas time in Austin. It is a special time. It's just, in Christmas you gotta like shop for the perfect gift for your family and friends or whatever, and it's just a lot of pressure. Whereas Halloween, no
Yep.
pressure.
Agreed.
Um, so let's quickly go over the fall events coming up. Um, Obviously we have ACL Fest, the big one. Again, Anthony and I will be there both weekends. We're excited for that. But there's also a couple other music fests going on. One of them is Levitation Fest. It's more for like the underground scene, more like indie vibes, like psychic rock, I think I saw is what it was described as. Um, that will be Halloween weekend, and I'm pretty sure it's at the Far Out Lounge because that's where it was last year. And it's just an all around good time to dress up and go watch some live music,
Yep.
especially if you're in South Austin. Like, highly recommend. Yeah.
Especially with the weather being perfect, like it's concert season.
Yes. Yeah. I need to look up the people coming here.
I'm going to Two Door Cinema in like 2 weeks, 1 week from now. I don't know when this is going to come out, but they're going to be at the amphitheater, Moody Amphitheater,
Oh, nice.
which I'm so excited for. And it's crazy because they were just at Stubbs.
That's where I saw them.
Yeah, so I'm like amazed that they're going to be back so soon.
They must love Austin.
I'm okay with it.
I was shocked they were not on the ACL Fest lineup.
Yeah.
And then we have Seismic. Seismic Dance Event is November 15th through the 17th. This is for all the house heads, the techno fans. It will be held at the Concourse. It's a venue like kind of near the airport, isn't it? It's huge. It's like huge warehouse vibes, but they really go all out on the lights and the attractions and the dancers and the effects. They have an indoor and an outdoor stage, and it's huge.
Huge.
Like we went last year, and they keep like upgrading every year. I'm like, how are they going to outdo themselves this year? And the stage got even bigger, and I had a blast.
Yeah, the indoor is usually techno, which fits the vibes with all the lights and the atmosphere. And then outside, they'll usually have the house music, and they have constantly put out impressive lineups. If you're into dance music, in my opinion, this is a must-go festival for you.
This is the festival that like convinced you to move to Austin,
Yeah,
right?
but it was in a different location. It was what's that place across from the Yeti?
The Austin Statesman.
Austin Statesman. They had a
Yeah.
stage that was like right there facing the bridge, so
Yeah.
like the city was the
I
background.
know.
It was incredible.
It was
but
so fun.
They outgrew it, so they're bigger now, and the concourse wasn't around then actually.
Yeah.
So now that they have that, it's by the same people.
I know. I remember when they first announced they were building that out there, and I couldn't even picture it. I was like, that seems kind of far, because I already don't like going to COTA, the Circuit of the Americas, because that's far to me. But Concourse, I don't know, it doesn't feel as much of a trek to get there, and I never have trouble like parking if I need it, and it's just all around good vibes there.
This is insane, but the concourse for EDM fans was ranked 5th in the U.S. for best venues and 28th in the world.
That's crazy.
Right here in Austin, Texas.
Wow.
Love the concourse.
That's amazing. Good for them. Yeah, every year they kill it. They also have food trucks on site for the festival. I think they moved it. It's usually the second weekend of November, but this year I noticed they moved it to the third weekend of November.
Oh.
I think that's to avoid the rain/cold that they seem to get every year.
Every year.
Yeah. So I'm hopeful that the weather will be nicer this year for
It
them.
was crazy. The one year I remember wearing like a full winter outfit. I had a hat on, gloves on. We were all like this, just dancing.
I know the poor girlies, the EDM girlies that love
Oh.
to like wear the outfits, like they gotta cover up with a coat, and I'm like, my heart hurts for them. Headlining this year for Seismic Dance Event is Disclosure, Eric Prydz, and Carl Cox, which, if you're in the EDM scene, those are like three of the biggest names ever.
And I am a huge Disclosure fan. Love them.
I'm upset because I genuinely thought that Seismic was the second weekend of November, like because it always has been,
Mhm.
and so I planned a trip away
Oh no.
this weekend, and so I will be missing it. I'm very upset about it, but
I will 90% be there. Most
Nine-
likely.
Why?
I just leaving that 10% out just in case something comes up, but I've gone every year that I've been here so far.
I can't even picture you not being there.
I know. It would have to be like some like last minute trip pops up that I can't say no to. But besides that, I will definitely be there.
Fair. We also have F1 weekend, which is the weekend of October 18th. If you're into cars, Eminem is the music headliner this year, I
Yep.
believe. I heard have I seen him at ACL? That was years ago.
He was not too long ago, I was going to say.
I know. I can't remember if I missed his set,
Yeah.
but either way, I heard he's a fun performer.
I've seen him at different festivals and he still brings it. And it's so many old school songs that everybody loves. So
That's true. He's like 50-ish
Oh,
now.
yeah.
That's
He's up there.
crazy. That's crazy. Have you been to F1?
I haven't been to F1, but I do all the events in the city, which is always fun.
Mm.
So, like, one year the JW Marriott had some whiskey brand come in and they had DJs and food and this whole event. That's always fun.
Okay.
I saw like Mayfair this year is going to have Diplo on Sunday, the last day to like close out F1, which I think you can still buy tickets, but they're pricey.
Yeah, of course.
But Diplo, he's one of my favorites too.
Really?
So I highly recommend that. But if you're looking to go out just during F1, you're going to have fun in the city because there's all these like little pop-ups. It's almost like South by, but in a different way.
If you go to F1, my main suggestion for you is to make sure you have your escape plan at the end of the night. I went in 2016 because Taylor Swift was performing at F1, and I went for her, so it was like at the end of the night, and then once the show was over, escaping F1, getting out of there was chaos.
This is not the first time you've brought up your complaints about leaving Coda.
Leaving Coda is just so the anxiety.
Yeah.
So I will now leave a show early just to like beat
Same.
everybody. And I never want to be caught in that situation again where like no Ubers were picking up, like there were no taxis, there was no way to get home. And me and my friend at the time were like bribing strangers to let us get into their Uber with them, which is not safe when
Yeah.
you're a girly pop. But thankfully one guy accepted our bribe and was just going to Rainy Street, and we were like, yes, we'll take it,
Yeah, wherever.
please. And thankfully he wasn't the Rainy Street River.
I was
so-
going to say one guy took you to Rain Street. Oh boy.
Yeah, we were a pair, so we felt more safe. Anyway, yeah, have your ride ready to get you at the end of F1
100%.
if you go. I guess you could say that for any show at Coda, to be honest.
True, but that is like, that's like the worst one out of all the venues in Austin because it's so far out there and then it's hard for even the Ubers to get to you. It's tough.
Yeah. And F1, for those that don't know, brings in a shit ton of Europeans and people from all over the world, I guess. I mainly get the European vibe, though, like especially if you go out downtown to the bars, even dirty, like they are out.
Yeah.
They've heard all about Austin. They want to know what it's like if they haven't been before, obviously. And they are going out drinking. So if you are someone trying to pick up a European millionaire boo, then F1 weekend is your best shot.
That's hilarious. I like that.
And a big one is early November is Austin Food and Wine Fest.
Yes. I think we're both huge fans of that.
Yes.
It's just like for all the people that like day drinking, it's a really good event. Obviously, there's going to be a ton of different food options. They usually have a DJ there, which is really fun to like close out the night.
Yeah.
Or I guess it ends at like 6 or something like that. And then there's afters. Um, but yeah, right in the auditorium shores, which is amazing. So you get views of the city, all these cool vendors popping up with different drinks and foods. It's incredible.
I wish we had more festivals on Auditorium Shores.
I know.
We used to have one long time ago called Fun 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 Fest, and it was there, and it was just the perfect setting for live music. Even 2 years ago, South by Southwest, they had,
Yeah.
was it Mount Joy?
Yep.
Right
I
there
think it
in
was
front
Mount
of
Joy.
in front of the skyline, and I was like, this is the perfect
Yep.
place.
Unique. Nobody else can do something like that. It's just
I just wonder if it's like maybe too expensive and that's why
maybe.
people don't go there. It's wild. But yeah, Austin Food and Wine Fest. It's a good time. I will say it is pretty pricey, especially for not being an all-day fest and you're not really getting live music. I wish they would include that, put some live music there instead of just a DJ. That's my own personal recommendation. And I do wish they had more tables because, like,
Yes.
you're going to all these food vendors, like local Austin food vendors, which is amazing.
Yep.
I love that so much, but I'm juggling all these like little bites of food and drinks. You get unlimited free drinks with your ticket. Um, and I have nowhere to sit. And the tables get taken up so fast.
Yep.
And I'm like, I need a place to sit. I can't just juggle all this. I also recommend getting there early because lines do get long in the festival.
So you can get a couple of drinks in you, and then you won't care about standing in the line, but you got to at least get there first.
Yes. If you have the money, I did VIP for the very first time last year, and the VIP experience is in the evening after the main
Oh yeah, I
festival.
skipped that last year.
It's like worth going to
Okay.
because it's what I want the festival to be like, in general, because it's way smaller. There's a live band with a dance floor and food vendors where the line isn't long.
Oh.
Like I wish this is what the experience was like in Austin Food and Wine Fest in general. But if you can't afford the VIP experience, go to it. Again, it's after the main festival. It's like an hour later or 2 hours later, so you have time to go home.
Take a break.
Yeah, take a little break and then come back. Because the band was amazing. Again, that skyline view was right there, but it's at nighttime. Um, and I would also add that if you cannot afford Austin Food and Wine Fest, because I know it is really expensive, I wouldn't like have too much FOMO, but I do think it's at least worth doing at least once.
For sure.
Yeah. So,
I mean, as a foodie and a drinker, it's like for us, that's such a fun event for the year.
yeah.
But I agree. If that's not something you're normally into, you're not going to miss out on too much.
Yes. I I feel like the ticket would be worth more if they got live music during the main portion of the
Mhm.
event. Just because that's what I look forward to.
It's Austin.
Along with, yeah, that's what we're known for.
Yeah.
Austin, live music capital of the world. I'm like, why can't we have a live band here? But it is a fun event. Don't get me wrong. It's great. And the food is amazing. I get to try so many local wines, beers, cocktails. They have all the famous brands you know as well, but also little local Austin brands, which I love. So, yeah, great time. I can't wait. And just to add this real quick, there are Austin FC games going on until October 19th, I
I think that
believe.
was it, yep.
Those are always a good time, especially if you have like someone from out of town visiting. It's just like a fun event where everyone's yelling and everybody wears green, and it's just like a fun event to me.
And it's cool in East Austin. I'm right next to the train, and it takes you right up to the stadium.
Really?
Yeah. So they added that as a stop like last year, I think. And it's cool, like just seeing all the people with the green shirts, and then it's like a little party on the train to the way there.
That's smart. We had such trouble finding parking to the game we went to last October. We ended up paying $50 for this empty lot, and I'm like, do you even work here? um, I will say there's a great pregame spot
I
for
was just gonna ask this.
Austin FC, and that is Hop Squad Brewing.
Mm.
It's literally walking distance from the stadium. But even if you don't have tickets to the game, they have a giant screen there at the brewery where you can get drinks. They have food
Oh.
trucks. Everyone there is decked out in green. And then for those going to the game, when it's time to go, they all walk together. It's like really fun.
Love that. Have you ever been to, is it called the Pitch?
No, I want to.
Same. It looks really cool online,
It does.
but I've never been.
What What is there?
I thought it was like the FC's place to like hang out, have drinks, have food before you go in.
Oh, okay.
And then they'll even do it for like NFL games, and they have a bunch of other like fun things you could do outside, whether I don't know, like cornhole and things like that. So
Do you think they have like putt-putt golf too? It's called the Pitch.
I know.
Like
I know.
surely. What else?
I know they always invite influencers out there because I see all these like videos pop up.
I never got invited.
Really?
No. Invite me. I'm just kidding. And then let's see. There is an event called Pumpkin Nights. It is only in Austin and Dallas, but it's literally like one of those events where it's like a walkway that it's only 3 miles, a little less than 3 miles. So it's easy to walk through. And they just have a bunch of like displays of pumpkins in different art forms. They have like a live fire dancers there that do a show every 30 minutes or so. And they have food trucks. They've got tarot card readings, pumpkin carving. It's great for kids, but also great for weirdo adults who just like a good pumpkin display. It's really cute. I love going and just like my inner child loves it. And they have a pumpkin display that reminds me of that was supposed to remind you of Harry Potter.
Oh, cool.
It's super cute. And if we don't have that many fall things compared to New England to do in Austin, so this is one of them that I think is actually worth it, especially if you have kids or just want to get into the Halloween spirit.
Yep. I'm actually in a big fall vibe this year, and I want to go to like a drive-in movie theater. And I know the ones we have are doing some interesting pop-ups. I didn't come prepared with the list. I just thought of it now while we're on the podcast. But I heard that there's one in North Austin. It's like almost 40 minutes north. That's like an old school drive-in, and they decorate it with a bunch of Halloween stuff. I will find that out and post it, or I'll post it in the comments of this video. I know that's one, and I heard the Alamo Draft House on South Lamar. I think they're decorating and doing like a bunch of Halloween stuff as well.
That's true. And the new Beetlejuice movie just came out, so I think Alamo did deck out for the Beetlejuice movie.
Yeah, which if people don't know, there's a bar there called the Highball, right?
Yes.
Highball? Which they'll do karaoke, and they have really good cocktails. It's really fun for a pregame before a movie or if you're on a date, but definitely recommend checking that out.
Love that. I need to go to a drive-in movie too. I don't think I've ever done one.
Well, I'm so mad because this viral one came up, and it looked like they were going to see a movie in the 1970s, like the way they shot the reel, and it said Georgetown, and I go, oh my God, I gotta go, and it was like Georgetown, Tennessee.
No.
I know, and it was like the coolest thing. It looked like it was like an episode of Stranger Things.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that I'm looking for that, but I think there is another one in the Texas area that's like 40 minutes. I'm gonna find out what it is because I'm dying to do a fun drive-in.
I would love that. We need more of those here.
One I will recommend though is there is one downtown in Austin. It's literally like at the top of a parking garage.
Which one?
It's the drive-in that we have like 3 different locations here.
Is it called like Blue Light?
Yes.
Is that the name?
Let's see, drive-in Austin. Blue Starlight, but make sure you choose the downtown location for that because they have some other pretty cool ones that are just like in parking lots and things like that. But this one's at the top of a parking garage, so you're surrounded by the city while you're watching a movie.
What?
Which is really cool.
Which rooftop?
I don't know.
That's crazy. How have I never done that?
I know. But like, that's like.
Oh my God, so cute.
Right?
I want to do that.
Yeah. And it was on the BYOB list. The only thing is you're driving there, so one of the people can't drink. But yeah, so you need a designated driver.
That's fine.
Uh,
I really don't drink much anymore. Yes, and then I've got a list. I'll give you all 3 top ones of pumpkin patches because I myself am a pumpkin patch girl. Sweetberry Farm is in Marble Falls. I think it's the best one because it has the most to do, like activities. Again, especially if you have kids. pumpkin painting. They have like a wildflower giant garden that you can go flower picking, hay rides, um, pumpkin carving. Like everything is there. It's super cute. They've got like ice cream and all that fun stuff. Sweet Eats Farm would be my second choice. They have like a really cute pumpkin house that's good for pictures. Uh, I've only been once. It was like years ago and it was so hot that we didn't linger long, but they have a really cute like decor pumpkin house. And then Indian Springs Ranch is the closest one to Central Austin, and I really love that one. I went for the first time last year, and they have a great like petting zoo area, like wild animals that you can feed, and they've got like zebras and a camel and buffalo, llamas, cows, longhorns. Like I don't know where they got all these animals, but it's
That's
like,
cool.
but it's like a legit like sanctuary type place, like nothing sketchy.
Okay.
Because I know people are probably thinking about that. And we also have something to do if you want to be scared is
House of Torment.
yeah.
So I just went there because I went to do a BYOB list, and I did the axe throwing, which was a blast. And it's in the same building. They do House of Torment every year, and it's one of the best ones in Texas. I think they're also in San Antonio. And they informed me that this year they're also going to have a speakeasy for VIP holders.
That is crazy.
Right? So you could do the haunted house tour that they have, and then you can actually have drinks while you're there, and it's in one of the back rooms. He said if it's VIP, I think you approve that they're allowed to grab you, because I think they come and they like get you by the shoulders and they bring you to where it's at.
Oh my
When
gosh.
yeah.
Okay, that like scares me, but also intrigues me at the same time. Like I want to go to the speakeasy, but don't touch me.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what do you mean you're gonna
Yeah,
touch me? I wear earplugs when I go to House of
Really?
Torment. Yes, they scream in your ear, and
That's
I'm like,
so
ah. The first time I did that was college, and it really is so spooky, but they do such a good job in there. It's like really interactive, and I even had to like climb on some things, and like it's easy. Don't get me wrong, but I was
But legit.
Yeah, it was legit. I was blown away and scared.
Yeah, so that's a must visit, honestly.
I do. You know, I need to go back there. I love that place.
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
I want to go to that
I'm
speakeasy.
gonna go there completely wasted.
I mean, you gotta have some liquid courage to go to House of Torment. Let's be real. Those are the main events I thought of off the top of my head. There's also the Creek Show at Waterloo Greenway. That is like an art exhibit that's literally like by the creek, and you just walk by all these different art exhibits at night.
Yeah, I remember you did that last year.
Yeah, it's at nighttime. It's free, which is awesome. And this is the kicker, it's from November 8th to the 16th. So you've only got like 8 days to check it out. But it is free and something to do, so why not? And then the Wildflower Center is something fun to do in the fall. It's actually from October 4th to February 2nd, so that's a long time to check it out. I recommend checking it out at night because they have like displays with the flowers. They all light up. It's pretty cool. And then different breweries having Oktoberfest. We have Meanwhile Beer and I'm going to say this wrong, Fitzhugh Brewing, and The Good Lot, which is in Cedar Park if you're in North Austin. So there's like a bunch of different Oktoberfests around
there's
the city.
a lot.
Yeah. Oh, Bangers, of course.
Yep, that's a fun one.
Yeah, Bangers is fun around Oktoberfest. They get super into it, especially with the live music. For all my introverts or bookish people, we've got Texas Book Fest downtown November 16th and 17th. And I feel like those were the main things.
Yeah, that's a lot of good stuff. And this is getting me more excited for fall time.
There are some things that I was trying to do some research and I was like, oh, I didn't know that this was happening.
Yeah.
We will be busy for sure. So just to wrap up this episode, because it is football season, sports in general, aplenty here. We wanted to give some recs for sports bars in Austin. I know Anthony has some that he would love to talk about.
Yeah. So obviously, this is my go-to. I love football. I am a Giants fan. I know that's going to make some people upset, but it's just inherited from the family. I've done tournaments too for the best places to watch football and even college football. And the one that won is Little Woodrow's. They have multiple locations, TVs all around. They usually have the sound on. Very, very easy place to grab drinks. I don't think they're kid friendly, so keep that in mind. That's my go-to whenever anybody's visiting. Another one that I love is Lavaca. Lavaca has multiple locations as well. The downtown is pretty cool because they actually have this patio in the back that's like
It's tiny.
it's super tiny, but it's like it feels like you're actually like in New York City or something because it's
Yeah,
with like the brick
true.
walls and you're just like in this little not alleyway but back area.
That's true.
So I like that because there's another one on South Lamar, I believe it is, next to Broken Spoke. One of the best food trucks there, or I guess it's like connected to them. Wings and burgers you have to try, but it's mostly inside. They have like a little front area that you can sit on, but most of the people go there just to sit inside. So that's one factor. If you're trying to be outside, I would maybe go to the downtown Lavaca, if not the South Lamar one. Another one that I love, and I don't know if they have a specific team because if you're not familiar and you just moved to Austin, there's like a bar for every NFL team in the city. Like literally everyone. Even some have multiple. I think like the Chiefs have 2 bars. I think it's like Haymaker and the Tavern, if I'm not mistaken.
What?
Yeah, I know the Tavern for sure, but I can't remember. I know there's another one, and I was like, wow, they even have another bar. And of course, the
Damn.
Giants, they have a bar, and it's like the only football NFL team that's on 36th Street.
What is it?
It's Dizzy Rooster, which is just so funny how like everybody else gets like these other areas, and I get the one that's on 36th Street.
That's crazy.
But shout out to them; they're super nice people, and I go to the games every once in a while because it's cool when you go in there and there's just Giants fans.
Yeah. I'm
So
sure
anybody that's from out of town, when you find your bar, it feels like family there, and it's special. But I don't know if this place has a bar. They might be Dallas Cowboys. I would double check. But what am I? Bolden Acres is my other good sports bar.
Yeah,
They
I
have
love them.
TVs all over, a huge patio, one of the best food trucks in Austin. They have a location north now and the one south that I usually go to. They have pickleball courts. You got to try the smoked wings, the Crunchwrap Supreme with brisket in it.
At CM Smokehouse.
CM Smokehouse. It's like they won best bar food in Austin when I did a tournament.
Dude, I love them so much.
It's the best.
And I hope they still do it. Their brunch biscuits,
Yeah, I think they do.
they were iconic. I love that place. I agree. Bolden Acres, I was so happy when they came to Austin. I love like a spacious, we have it all type place. Like we have an inside bar, we have pickleball courts, we have a play area for kids, cocktails, beer, wine, like whatever you want. TVs all around.
Yep.
And bean bags. What's it called? Cornhole.
Cornhole.
I love cornhole.
And they actually have a little dog area too.
And they're dog friendly. And
Yep.
they have the best food. Yeah, one of the best food trucks in Austin.
Yeah,
so,
especially for like a bar.
yes. My personal favorite is Black Sheep Lodge.
Great one.
I used to live close to them, so I was there a lot. And I think they have really solid bar food, especially their chicken sandwich. And yeah, they have a pool table, darts, inside, very casual. They've got a patio that's always popping. Like, it's where people go. Like, they are hyped up for whatever game is
Yeah,
playing.
it gets crazy.
Yeah, they have a giant screen. On top of that, you already said Haymaker, but they're owned by the same people. I love Haymaker for UT games. Every time I go, it's just all UT kids, and I'm like, hell yeah, like this is where I belong. For another UT bar, Victory Lap, which is actually like next to campus. It's off Guadalupe. They're still open, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They're like fully decked out in UT memorabilia inside, but they're known for their patio, which has a huge, big screen for watching the games. Love them.
Speaking of which, for UT, I was just remembering, what is it? Cat's Pajamas. They're doing a bus from and to the games. So it's like the last game, I think it was at like 2 o'clock. So they had the bus going from 12:30 to 7. back and forth from the game to Cat's Pajamas. I think you just had to get a tab worth $15. It didn't have to be alcohol. So that's like a really cool thing. I know a lot of people are always looking for places to pregame or places to hang. So you can go right there on West 6, have some drinks, listen to some music, and then hop on the bus to go to the game and back whenever you want.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Other places that have a giant screen that I personally would love if I went to watch the game is Skinny's, which is on East 11th
I think so. Or 12th.
or 12th. East 12th Street. Again, cocktails, beer, like their food truck's pretty solid. I like their little like corn dogs, solid smash burger. And Armadillo Den has a giant screen. Dainty Dillo on the east side, newer but also has a giant
Yeah, they're going to
screen.
be big for football this year.
Yeah. They also have, it's from Biggie's Yardbird, but one of the best smash burgers I've ever had in Austin. And we've mentioned this place a few times already, but Chalmers. I really like that place. And they had TVs everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, you don't got a bad seat in the house
Yeah,
there.
that's a huge factor.
Which will be perfect for fall time now that the weather's cooling off because they have a cute, like, outdoor patio. And I noticed actually recently that Cabana Club has a giant
I
screen.
saw that.
That's smart.
They're giving people what they want.
They
That's what they're
really
doing.
are. They have an inside giant screen and an outside giant screen.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That
I saw
place
the
is such a
outside
hot
one.
spot.
I didn't see the inside one. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a projector that like comes down.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy.
Oh, and Revelry.
Oh yeah, on E6.
Yes, I mean I've been there several times, but I've never been on Sunday football until I went this last year, and they're no joke. They're like packed, TVs everywhere inside, really good food. And the reason why I bring it up now is because I've had other people say that's their favorite too.
Oh, okay.
So I just keep hearing that around the community of people being like, "That's my go-to sports bar." I'm like, okay,
Interesting.
yeah,
This place is brand new, just opened. Whiskey Tango Foxtrot opened a sports club
I got to get over there.
where the old Easy Tiger location was
Yeah.
off of East 7th. Huge space, indoor and outdoor. I think they're going to be like the next hotspot if they can make it work. That location, I feel like it's a great location.
Great location.
But Easy Tiger just like, if they can't pull it off, I'm like, who can?
know. Did they do like a invite night or
I don't remember.
because I didn't see any invites,
I don't think so.
but I think they're opening this weekend.
Yes, they open today.
Wow, I got to get over there.
I
I'm
know,
gonna
me
go there right
too.
after this.
I know. I'll probably go tomorrow. But yeah, I saw already online that they've got like some arcade games inside and like a hoops.
Cool.
So it could be a new hotspot. It's walking distance from the E6 bars, so I hope they do well.
Especially on the weekends, I'll probably kill it. Perfect timing to open.
Yeah, for sure. Obviously, they already have a West 6 location. If you haven't heard of Whiskey Tango Foxtrot before, they're mainly known for their live music there, which I love that for them. I've seen some great bands there. One of the few places on West 6 that I don't mind going to. But if you are a big football fan and you like to bar hop, then truly West 6 is the area to be.
100%.
Like Parlor and Yard, Rustic Tap,
I was gonna say Parlor and Yard.
like you said, Lil Woodrow's, Star Bar. Like those are the four horsemen to me of NFL. Like they bring the crowds, and you'll see every football fan of any type at those
Yep.
bars. And
Yeah, I mean, now that it's football Sunday, it's going to start to be busier on Sundays, which I love. But if you're looking for fun on a Sunday, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot is one of the places that are still very lively. It's packed, and they have this band every Sunday called Nether Hour. It's my personal favorite Austin band. You have to check them out. They're on Spotify, but they're constantly doing live shows in Austin. So give them a follow on Instagram. But I can't recommend them enough, and they're there every Sunday at WTF. So
And you just reminded me of another outdoor bar that will have a giant screen showing the games is Austin Garden on East 6.
see, there's so many spots now.
There's so many. It really is hard to like not find a place that's showing the games, to be honest. These are our personal favorites. For me, I look for like a lot of space and a big ass screen. So yeah,
Dog friendly. That's for me.
dog friendly. I mean, what places in Austin are not dog friendly?
I know, but
But that's even harder to find,
that's true.
which is crazy. Love that for us. Um, and yeah, those. I think that wraps it up for me.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I had anything else. I mean, is it Wurstfest?
Didn't we talk about that?
I don't
Oh
remember.
my god, we didn't.
That's the only other thing I was thinking that's happening in the fall time. But
Did
I
I
haven't
not-
I haven't been yet, and I need to go. But there's always an event happening whenever it happens.
Did I forget to bring up Wurstfest?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Y'all, Wurstfest is November 1st through the 10th, I believe. Which is crazy.
Oh my God, we didn't even talk about the best Halloween bars.
I know we're going to, but I have
Oh,
to
I
talk
thought you
about
said you were done.
No, I gotta
Oh.
talk about Wurstfest.
I love it.
Wurstfest, y'all. Like, if you love beer and getting drunk and having turkey legs and funnel cakes and fried pickles and fried anything, German food, German music, you want to dress in lederhosen, and just go get ratchet with your friends. Like, Wurstfest is the place to be. It's in New Braunfels. It's great if you love eating and beer. To be honest,
Which if they're listening to this, they probably do.
Of course. Anthony has not been yet,
I know, I'm embarrassed.
but I feel like this is the year you go.
I'm gonna go.
You
I
should.
mean, unless it's. I think previous years I got like invited to something else, so I couldn't go, and that's usually what happens. But it's like my perfect type of event, and I am German.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It's the start of November to where the weather is nicer, and it's always good weather on Wurstfest weekend usually. And it's very spacious. Everyone there is super excited and friendly, and there's a lot of like older generations there mixed with like the young crowd just trying to like get lit, which it's really fun.
That's so cool.
It's definitely a good time if you've never been. So, yeah, Wurstfest, obviously, highly recommend. It's about $18 to $22 per ticket for those that don't know.
And I'm pretty sure they do buses that will like go from Austin. There's certain ones I've seen pop up
Yes.
online.
Yes, you will want to get a bus with all your friends. That's the fun way to do it, especially if you plan to drink. And it's a good time. Recommend
Get
it.
crazy.
And now we will end this episode with the very few spooky bars we have in Austin, because spooky time is our favorite time, and it's just fun to like get dressed, why not, and go to these bars that we already love, but now they have like a theme.
Yes.
So give me yours.
Well, there's two that come to mind right away. First off, it's going to be Nickel City.
Yes.
They do Moe's, and I say they come to mind right away because people in other states have heard about Moe's. It's like famous for being a pop-up. It's a Simpsons pop-up. Nickel City does all these creative cocktails and shots, and it gets very busy on the weekends. So I think they do reservations, or you have to wait in a long line.
Really?
I think you can like do a table reservation. But I usually would try to go just during the week, even during Christmas when they do their Christmas pop-up.
Oh, smart.
Just because you can usually just get right in, and you also can walk around. You know, it's not too busy.
Yeah.
But they go all out, and people love that. So you got to go to Moe's at Nickel City. And then the one that comes up after that is Gibson Street Bar on South Lamar. That's another one that they go all out. Really impressive. They are actually one of the best cocktail bars in Austin, Texas. So highly recommend that. And a third one that just came to mind as well, because they are by the same people who do Gibson, is Sign Bar. Last year they did a whole like Halloween decorating, putting like the spider webs everywhere and stuff like that. So that could be a fun one to check out.
I feel like those spider webs are still there.
I know, they're like we didn't put those up. They're just
I know, like those are just spider webs.
Yeah.
I'm like, I went not too long ago, and there's like some random Halloween decor still left out, which
you know what's funny? I
love that.
I don't want to be that person because they're a new bar and people are like, why are you recommending there? But if somebody's going to visit Austin, we could put that on our list of like, you're here for the weekend. What's 5 bars that you must visit when you're in Austin? And some people might think Sign Bar is crazy, but I don't think it is, because there's so much history there with all the signs that it's kind of like a unique visit that you can't get in other places.
I mean, me and my friends frequent Sidebar a lot.
Really?
Yeah, like we love
Wait,
that.
Sign Bar. Did I say
Oh.
Sign Bar?
Oh my god, I thought you said the sidebar.
No.
Like the dive bar.
No, Sidebar is a legit dive bar. That place
Yeah,
is great.
I was like, Oh, why? What do you mean you can get this anywhere?
Yeah,
I'm like, it's a dive bar.
no, Sign Bar, which recently opened.
Okay.
That's why I feel guilty about saying it because it feels like, oh, that new bar. How can you say that's Austin? But they have all these like old signs from Austin. There's a lot of history there with that. It's good for tourists.
Yes.
They do decorate for Halloween.
Oh, I
That's
didn't know
funny.
that.
That makes more sense about why you said that.
I know. I was so confused. I was like, what are you talking
No,
about?
Sign Bar.
They decorated for Halloween.
They did, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure they do, but regardless, it's a good place to visit, especially if you're like from out of town or you're just visiting.
Do they still have the maze there?
Yeah,
They need to make it spooky.
and harder.
Harder. Literally, I solved it in a second.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, those are the sign bar has a bunch of old signs from past Austin businesses that are no longer with us.
So cool.
So I guess it is really cool. It's literally, it made me happy and sad at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I remember that place. I remember that place. And then, oh, like, why did they have to go?
Yeah, they all closed.
I know it is sad, but it is cool to see part of Austin's history. And I guess it's spooky because they're all from the dead. So, no, I'm just kidding. That is so funny. I was so confused.
I'm gonna
But yes.
rewatch it and be like, yeah, I either said it wrong or
I do agree Gibson Bar is like probably the number one Halloween bar every year in Austin.
yeah.
They go all out. I was actually there on Halloween night last year and they had a fun DJ. They clear the tables and it's just like a dance floor.
Oh, cool.
They've got the spooky cocktails ready and they've got an outdoor patio in case the dancing part's not really your vibe. And I've been going to that bar for over a decade. That used to be my go-to first date spot.
It is a good one.
Back when I lived closer. And yeah, it was, if you need a first date spot, I would say that too. But yeah, Gibson Bar, high on the list. A new one that was new last year is Lefties on East 6. I'm really glad that they've stuck around. I wasn't sure when they first came on the scene because it's really hard to make it in that area. But I really like their vibe. I thought their cocktails were good and their decor was unique last year. Everybody showed up in costume. They give you like actual Halloween cocktails in the glasses, like a spooky glass.
Yeah.
I'm sure they got a lot of those stolen last year. Not from me, but I'm sure. And yeah, I would highly recommend Lefties. Again, that is on E6. And this one is spooky 365 days of the year, and that is Redheaded Stepchild, otherwise known as floppy disk repair, as some people call it. It is a speakeasy on 5th Street.
I think so.
It's right next to El
Yeah, it's
Cockfight.
a block over.
Right next to El Cockfight, which is a rooftop bar, in case you can't get in the speakeasy. Maybe they'll decorate this year too. But yeah, it's horror themed inside. Even like the door handle to the bathroom is an axe, and they're always playing some horror movie on the TVs. All their cocktails have like some form of spooky theme. What would you say to people who cannot get the code to the door?
If you're really nice, you can just DM me. I don't just give it away, but if you're nice, you can get it, you know. But a lot of people recommend if you're trying to go there, and this is why it is one of the best speakeasies, because there's actually a challenge to get in. You have to know the code. But the bartenders or whoever you know will tell you if you go to like one of the bars nearby, like El Cockfight, buy a drink, and then they'll give you the code to go next door.
Yes. That I was just gonna say. I'm like the code changes every month, and I highly recommend just going to El Cockfight or Firehouse Lounge, which is nearby as well.
Great bar.
Great bar. Love them. And buy a drink, be kind to the bartenders, be patient, and then just be like, hey, like we've never been to Redheaded Stepchild, like we would love to go. Is there any way we could like get the code? And they'll likely give it to you.
100%.
Like-
Especially if it's those places you said.
Yeah, especially El Cockfight.
Yeah.
It's literally right next door.
Yeah, I think they're same owners or
I think so too.
yeah.
Yeah. Another bar that goes full out Halloween decor. If you're in North Austin, it's at the Domain on Rock Rose. It is Wonder Bar. They go full out a lot of photo ops there.
You know what? I just went to Wonder Bar and I had a great time.
Yeah?
I'm gonna admit it.
Yeah?
It was just like wild drinks. The DJs were bumping. There's like all these little fun activities you can do while you're in there. It's a good time.
That's true. I forget about the activities. I love the big wheel.
Yeah.
Did you spin it?
Yeah, you spin the wheel, and Kelsey got some crazy thing that I'm not gonna even say what it was. And then there's another one that it's like it shoots the smoke on top of you,
Oh,
which
that's
is really
fun.
cool. They have a little secret doorway that you can go into like this room that's usually decorated for whatever the theme is. So I had a good time, and I just like I appreciate places that put in effort to make crazy cocktails, even though sometimes it is like very bachelor party, but still like you're looking to mix it up when you're constantly just going to the same old bars, and I feel like that's a place that really does put the effort into making it a unique experience.
Yeah. Every year they kill it. I love all the photo ops that they provide. They're different every year. They also go all out for Christmas, but that's another discussion later. Another bar on Rainy Street that actually decorates, they go full out too, is Lucille's.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've mentioned this before, but they have a great spicy margarita there. But they've done like a Stranger Things theme one year. They have a different theme every single year that's something horror themed. And I really think they kill it. I love their chill patio. I know people are not frequenting Rainy anymore, but if you happen to be in that area and you want a spooky bar, go to Lucille's.
Yeah.
Because it's not gonna be crowded and you're not gonna be fighting for a drink.
And I will throw that out there. I recently went to Rainy Street, and I was surprised by the prices. So I think with the drop in business because of all the construction, it's hard to find parking, all the other factors. Not because the bars suck, just because it's been challenging over there. I think they lowered prices. So I went there and there was like a $4 whiskey shot special, and I'm like, $4 for a whiskey shot? Give it to me. And then I think I got a frozen that was $8, and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. We drank like 5 different drinks, and it was like $40 or something like that. It was great.
Which bars did you go to?
Lustre Pearl was the one we stopped at first, and then the next one we stopped at was Half Step.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, that was a $13 cocktail, but it was like Half Step is one of the better cocktail bars. So still, a lot of bars that are $18 to $20 for a drink. I'm like, a $13 cocktail for a legit drink by like a skilled bartender. I was happy.
That's crazy. Like they made it from scratch?
Yeah.
It wasn't batch made?
Mm-mm.
What did you order?
It was actually crazy. It was a still Austin whiskey cocktail with champagne, and it was like some orange bitters and one other thing I can't remember. Very balanced, and I was like blown away because I've never had whiskey with champagne together.
Oh, me either.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, $13 for a quality cocktail. That's rare these days. And then my last recommendation, I won't say they go full out on decor. And I even don't know if they do anything anymore, but Dumont's down low. They are known for being a haunted bar. Like it's supposed to be haunted basement vibes.
Yeah, because they are haunted.
Are they?
Yeah. I did the 5 most haunted bars. It's actually pinned on my page.
Oh.
If you want to see it, the 5 most haunted bars in Austin, Texas. And they're actually, if you go to Vimeo on Google, type in Dumont's Down Low Haunted, they did a little mini documentary with the owner.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So maybe they don't decorate for Halloween, but like it's actually haunted.
Yeah, so it's like kind of cool to see the history and the old
Yeah.
photos on the wall.
Can you do a quick fire of all the haunted bars you remember?
Ooh, if I could pull it up real quick, but it's going to be Driscoll,
Mm.
Dumont's Down Low, the Moonshine Patio and Grill.
Really?
They
I
said that
actually-
used to be a mortuary, so they used to like,
Oh.
I guess, take care of dead bodies there.
So kinfolk is part of that?
Yes,
Mm.
and they actually said that they were like, I recently went to Kinfolk. They're like, we light this candle every night we come in here to like appease the ghosts. And then yeah, here's the video. Let's see which other one I got. Oh, it's not letting me fast forward, but I could probably click on the tags.
I assume they're all like on Dirty Six somewhere.
El Cockfight.
Really?
I guess they said Handlebar was haunted.
What?
Yeah, if you Google that, they'll come up. Because I did a lot of research for this one. I didn't want to like
Right.
just say it. And then the Tavern is
Oh, I
another
have
one. They
heard
say like
that.
people have seen a girl up in there, and they said they found like shoes in the walls and stuff like this.
Maybe this year I'll finally do an Austin ghost tour.
Yeah,
Like,
just to like learn all this.
yeah, like the ones that like tourists do. I did one in Charleston when we had nothing to do. So I should just like act like a tourist here and go do one here. Didn't know that about Handlebar. I used to be on that seesaw on the rooftop, which I think they brought it back.
I was gonna say I think I saw it.
I hope so, because that was like the main reason I would go to Handlebar.
They also do. We're just throwing things out there now, but El Cockfight does a mezcal pina colada. So instead of rum, it's with mezcal, and it's fantastic.
Frozen, right?
Frozen.
Okay.
So it's really
That's
good.
right up my alley.
Yeah.
Big mezcal girly. I think we gave y'all so many recommendations for this episode. So y'all definitely have places to drink this fall. You have places to go this fall.
Yep.
We gave you events going on, pumpkin patches to check out, music festivals to check out, sports bars you can frequent, and spooky bars to go to around Halloween time. So, packed episode.
And if you're trying to save some money, you could always at like midnight walk down Ladybird Trail, and that'll be like a haunted walkthrough.
Anthony.
Sorry, we'll cut that out.
You're gonna get people murdered.
No,
Oh,
somebody
God.
wanted us to do a whole episode on the Rainy Street serial killer, but I don't think we have the knowledge, or like that would have to take a lot of research.
Yeah, we'd have to do some research on our own.
Yeah.
Maybe a future episode. But that wraps it up for this episode, y'all. Thank you so much for listening. I am Rachel. You can find me at 512 Bites. Anthony, you can find at the ATX Drinker, or you can follow our podcast on Instagram at the Austin Pod, and on TikTok at the Austin Pod, and on YouTube. We would love some more subscribers to YouTube. It's really hard to grow on YouTube.
I know.
Which is annoying. If you have the time, if you could give us a 5-star rating on Spotify, that would make us so happy, because it's hard out here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank y'all so much, and we will catch you on the next one.
See you at the next one. Cheers.
Bye.